Crowd in the Memorial Auditorium here in Buffalo, Terry, and as you mentioned, our thanks to the fans in Pittsburgh who so well supported the Penguins this past Thursday night.
Oh, that was just a tremendous sight. As soon as we opened the gates, the fans started filling up the terrace level and started with the cheers. And the players said, they could hear it in the dressing room, and it just added to the hype of the game. But we're in foreign soil tonight, and we've got maybe 25 or so Booster Club members up here and some other fans. But what more can you say? We'll just have to let the actions speak for themselves.
You saw the officials, Wally Harris, the referee, Ron Finn, Gerard Gauthier, the linesman, Denny Herron and Bob Sauvé, the goalkeepers, and Wally Harris set to drop the puck center ice, done loose, and Kinderchuk set for the draw, and the biggest game of the year underway for the Penguins and the Sabres. Buffalo controlling the face-off. Korab takes a hard check from Stockhouse at the line, and Campbell slips and falls in the corner as he tries to clear in the left wing. Rolling at the point, fired right on. And Denny Herron looking sharp on the opening save. Battle for control of the puck near boards, kicked away by Ramsey, gathered in by Luce, a backhander knocked down, and it's brought out by Kinderchuk. Left wing, Lunsberry takes a quick shot, and Sauvé lost sight of it, but it's cleared away by the defense of Buffalo. And a penalty coming up. Lunsberry going for the puck. It'll be against the Buffalo Sabres. Delayed penalty. Kinderchuk in the corner. Now Herron coming out of the net. And Wally Harris now calling the play penalty coming up against the Buffalo Sabres. Sauvé, Terry looking a bit nervous on that opening save.
Well, we said both goalies are tense. Denny Herron made a good save on his first shot on, and Sauvé, it just seemed to be a little high, and he gloved it. It almost went over his shoulder and down. There's timeout on the ice. We'll be back with more Penguin hockey right after this.
Terry, right now, a big factor with Korab in the penalty box. 2 minutes for elbowing at 42 seconds. The Penguins got to take advantage of these power play opportunities.
Well, no question. You want that first goal, and here it is, getting the chance 42 seconds into the game. Korab goes off for elbowing, and Johnny Wilson sends out the power play unit, which thus far has been 0 for 8. But on the other side, the penalty killing has been great, too, killing off all 5 times shorthanded.
Kinderchuk with Kehoe and Lunsberry, Bladen and Carlisle at the points on the power play. Face-off controlled by Buffalo, but Kinderchuk takes over in the corner. Looking for Bladen at the point. Bladen back to Kinderchuk. Kinderchuk, far point. Carlisle takes the drive, partially blocked, rebound. Oh, and Sauvé robs with Kehoe. Ramsey has lost his stick. Here's Carlisle, a shot blocked by the skate of Ramsey. Across for Kinderchuk, he missed the upper right-hand corner. Luce finds the opening and clears up ice, and Ramsey gets the opportunity to get a new piece of lumber. The Penguins, with 1:25 left on the penalty to Korab, start out again from behind their own net. Pittsburgh on the power play. Here's Kinderchuk scooting through center. Flips it across the line, but right on the stick of Schoenfeld. He failed to clear. Carlisle at the point. Looking for the open man. Moves on the board. Takes the drive. Stick save. And the rebound cleared by Don Luce. Bladen working it down the boards, holding onside, but it's dug out by Ramsey, who clears up ice for Buffalo. 55 seconds left on the penalty to Jerry Korab. Early in the game, the Penguins with an opportunity on the power play. Bladen starting out again. Now Blair Chapman backhands it right on. Sauvé clears it to the corner, but right to Blair Chapman. Chapman around the boards. Luckily, it hit the skate of the referee, Wally Harris. And now Greg Malone working. Trying to set it in front. Schoenfeld blocked it. Malone has it back. Malone looking for an opening. Centers to ceiling, but it's cleared away. Now, a shot at the point by Shepard, who fanned on the drive. And will face it off at the Buffalo blue line.
Everybody's still tight, a little anxious. They know the importance of having this first power play. Puck came back to Greg Shepard, and he fanned on it. There's still 21 seconds remaining on the penalty to Jerry Korab for elbowing.
You can see the tension on the player's face. Jerry Korab, for example, so anxious, sitting in that penalty box. Sent in 2 minutes for elbowing at 42 seconds. 21 seconds remaining now on that penalty. Malone with Chapman and McAdam, Campbell and Stackhouse. And Luce and Ramsey with the breather now with this face-off remaining out to kill the penalty.
Pens have moved it around very well on this first power play. having a couple good chances in there, but once again, good defensive play by Don Luce. Prevented one shot, and Boris Kinderchuk put another one high over the net.
Face-off, came across the blue line. It'll be offside against the Penguins as Campbell just couldn't quite reach it to hold it onside. Now 17 seconds remaining on that penalty to Jerry Korab. The Penguins have to win this draw. There's Campbell, who got the big goal Thursday night. Pittsburgh controls. Stackhouse deep in his own zone to Colin Campbell. Throwing it ahead to Blair Chapman. Back to Stackhouse as Korab is set to come out of the penalty box. Done loose to Ramsey. Here's Ramsey with a shot. Rebound. Oh, what a save by Denny Herron. The penalty is up to Korab as the Penguins scoot to center. McAdam, good work across the line, but offside. Pittsburgh. What a save goal by Denny Herron, and again he has the hot hand early.
Well, we got a little sloppy in our own end, and Ramsey and Luce came in there. Ramsey took the first shot, and Luce had the chance at the rebound, but Denny Herron came up with the big save.
Announcers on this telecast are contracted and paid for by TPC Communications, subject to the approval of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the Penguins is strictly prohibited. Savard for Buffalo, throwing a long shot on goal. Now Randy Carlyle too far ahead for Peter Lee. The puck going the length of the ice, touching up Fogelin. An icing call on the Penguins. 16:54 remaining first period. Early in the game this afternoon from the Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo. Game 3 of this preliminary series. The third and deciding game. First shift now for the Shepherd line with Ferguson and Cosette. Or no, we have Jim Hamilton out there. Hamilton playing the wing on the Shepherd line. So Hamilton just called up from Binghamton, getting an early start. Korab at the point, and a save made by Denny Herron. Ferguson fights off his check, clears the puck to center, sent back across the line by Fogelin. Now Carlyle to Bladen. Bladen to Hamilton, who tips it into the Buffalo end. It'll be onside. Fogelin has to hurry. Tied up there by Hamilton. Peter Lee trying to dig the puck free, but it's taken away by Savard. Clearing pass cuts by Bladen. Here's Rick Martin trying to go by Carlyle. They jam up on the boards. It's Carlyle is going to be called for a penalty. Robert touching up, and the penalty is going to be called right now. Randy Carlyle's going off, and he's trying to take somebody with him. Buffalo peeling away. So we'll be watching the Buffalo power play as Randy Carlyle being sent to the penalty box by Wally Harris. From the Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo, this is Pittsburgh Penguin playoff hockey.
Well, Randy Carlyle gets the Penguins' first penalty of the afternoon as he goes off for a high sticking at 3:42. See here, Ryan Martin in there pretty good. The sticks are up high and swinging away, and Wally Harris calls it on Randy Carlyle for high sticking.
Ferguson and Shepherd, the penalty killers, and we'll watch the Buffalo power play. Rene Robert, he plays the 1 point with Schoenfeld, who has the puck now. Goes by Stackhouse, and then upended by Shepherd. Another penalty. Here comes Campbell across the line, but Wally Harris calls a play. No goal. No goal. The play was called before Campbell busted in. Campbell did not hear the whistle, nor did he know a penalty had been called. But Stackhouse being sent in for tripping, and Buffalo will have a two-man advantage. The Penguins really in a jam early now as Stackhouse goes in for tripping.
Well, Schoenfeld gets by him, and Ron Stackhouse puts the hook, gets called for tripping. So for a minute and 47 seconds, the Sabres are going to have a two-man advantage.
Johnny Wilson is going to put the burden of the work right now on Kinderchuk with Bladen and Campbell. Not only are we 2 men short, but the big problem is Stackhouse and Carlyle are in that penalty box. Face off Buffalo. Perreault works it across the line. Schoenfeld going for the net. Perreault to the corner. Perreault out in front. Oh, Gare lost the handle on it. He had the open shot. Now Robert. Robert to Rick Martin. Martin fired. Tipped wide by Tom Bladen. Robert at the far point. Buffalo with a two-man advantage to Perreault. Perreault looking for an opening. Now to Rick Martin, but the pass tipped by Kinderchuk. Martin to Danny Gare. Here's a shot by Perreault, kicked out, and the puck is cleared up ice by the Penguins. Colin Campbell. A minute 15 remaining on the dual penalties. Here's Gare in across the line for Buffalo. To Rick Martin. He fired. Oh, what a defensive play by Tom Bladen. A brilliant play by Bladen as he blocked the shot. Coming back for Buffalo. Danny Gare, the Sabres' two-man advantage. Into the corner for Rick Martin. Back to Gare. His shot is wide, and again the puck caroms up ice. 35 seconds remaining on the two-man advantage. Rick Martin cranks it up again for Buffalo. Shepard on now. The only penalty killer for the Penguins. Buffalo, two-man advantage. Robert standing, looking, waiting for an opening. Penguins staying cool. Back at the point, Korab. Out on top, Robert fired. Oh, what a save by Denny Herron. In the corner, Rick Sealing looking for Martin in front. But the Penguins standing tall. In behind the net, Perreault. 5 seconds left on the two-man penalty. Korab couldn't handle the pass cleanly. Out of the penalty box, Carlisle. Here's Robert. A drive is wide. And Carlisle nails Randy Carlisle. Perreault in behind the net. Perreault coming out on top. Bladen ties him up, and Shepard clears up ice, and the penalties have expired. What a job by the Penguins. Skating off a two-man advantage by Buffalo, and they did not get one good scoring chance. Korab to the corner. Stackhouse hits him hard. Loose back to Ramsey. A shot off the skate of Carlisle. Britton back. Hit hard by McAdam. Paradise behind the net. Leaving it for Stackhouse. Stackhouse couldn't clear Korab's shot. Stick cleared by Denny Herron. Brighton back to the corner. Randy Carlisle clears up ice. Onside is McAdam. McAdam fired his shot, partially blocked by Jim Schoenfeld. A whistle, but the big thing, the Penguins, unbelievably, have skated off the two-man advantage of the Buffalo Sabres. A break in the action. This is Pittsburgh Penguin playoff hockey. Must game for both teams. Schoenfeld for Buffalo. On the boards for Rick Dudley. Got by him, and Colin Campbell in the corner. Buffalo sending two men deep, but Campbell unloads to Chapman. Now to Ferguson. Has McAdam breaking on the left side. Just out of reach, the pass from Ferguson. In the corner, pass out in front to Perreault. Perreault across the line, drop pass, and a shot wide by Danny Gare. Gare tied up by McAdam. Blair Chapman checked off by Perreault. Perreault has Danny Gare in front of the net. Perreault behind the goal. Good hard check by Campbell, and a penalty's going to be called. Elbowing on Colin Campbell. Wally Harris calling him close.
Well, that was a little too close on that one, but that's one of the superstars. When you start messing with them, you usually end up with a penalty. Campbell rode him out of the play pretty well, but the crowd helped the decision. He's got the elbow up a little bit. He didn't throw an elbow at him. He just was riding him into the play high, and Campbell goes off for elbowing at 12:23.
So again, we'll watch the Buffalo power play. Early in the game, if you just joined us, Buffalo had a two-man advantage for almost a full 2 minutes, and the Penguins held them off. But they got to go back to work again, killing the penalty. Kinderchuk and Shepard, the penalty killers for Pittsburgh. Face-off controlled by the Penguins. Tom Bladen, who has really been playing brilliant throughout the playoffs. And again here this afternoon. Cleared up ice for Pittsburgh. Now Korab to Perreault. Gilles Perreault on the right side for Rene Robert. He dumped it to the corner. Rick Martin blocked off by Lunsberry. Korab keeping it on side of the point. In for Rick Martin. Martin challenged by Bladen. The puck behind the net for Perreault. Out in front for Danny Gare at the point. Robert to Martin. The backhander. Perreault score! Buffalo!
Gilbert Perreault off the score sheet the entire series. Sabres working in. Martin with a backhand shot, tipped away, and Perreault gets it right in front and just wrist a quick shot past Denny Herron. The Sabres score on the power play. The first power play goal for either team in the series, and the Sabres lead 1-0.
There you see it again as Perreault right in front of Denny Herron, who had no chance at all on Perreault. 1-0 Buffalo, the power play goal. Shepherd, a shot, score! Right back Hamilton, and the Penguins have tied it up as Shepherd gave it to Hamilton, and Hamilton fired it right on the ice, far corner, inside the post, and you think he's not a happy young man. Jim Hamilton just called up from Binghamton, and look at the smile on his face. And the game is tied.
Hamilton playing in his first Stanley Cup playoff game, and his second shift out on the ice. They come right back 5 seconds after the Sabres score on the power play, and that just takes everything right away from the Sabres. And Jim Hamilton with goal number 1 in Stanley Cup playoff history. We better check the record book. 2 goals in 5 seconds on that one, Jim.
You know darn well this is going to go to the wire. These two teams over the past 3 years nip and tuck. Play, Rick Sealing back at the point. Fogelin shot, stick save by Denny Herron. In the corner, Sealing behind the net to Ramsey. Ramsey out in front, tried to stuff, but Denny Herron had the short side held off. Now loose in front for Rick Sealing. Kinderchuk had him covered. Sealing pulled him to the ice, and Wally Harris watching. Oh, score in front! Pass out from loose right in front to Sealing, and the Sabres take the lead, 2-1. Sealing bats it home. The pass out from behind the net from Don Luce.
There it is, the pass out, and the shot looked like Herron had it covered, but it hit his pad and slid on through. So the Sabres go on top again at 16:35 of the first period.
I believe it was Ramsey. I thought it was Sealing, but I think Ramsey will get the goal. So once again, the Sabres have the lead, 2-1. Ramsey gets the goal. Denny Herron behind the net, setting it up for Tom Blayton. In the corner for Carlisle, left wing Lunsberry. Ross Lunsberry waiting. Now to Tom Blayton at center. Here comes Blayton, long shot wide of the goal. Rebound, Kehoe fired right on, and Sauve makes the save.
We'll take a look at that from another angle. The last goal by the Sabres, right out in front. And it just slips through. Apparently went right under Denny's pad.
Face off, left side of Sauve. Penguins again got a battle from behind, as they've done throughout the series. Bolin leaving it behind the net, and Sauve has to clear it away from Kinderchuk. Kinderchuk behind the net for Rick Kehoe. Kehoe checked off by Perreault, and Bolin trying to clear it out. Carlisle holding on side. Flips it to the face-off area, but Korab has it for Buffalo. Left side for Dudley, tied up by Kinderchuk. Face-off in the Buffalo end. With 2:36 remaining first period, 2-1 Buffalo.
You know, watching the play that preceded the goal, I thought that we'd get a penalty call with Sealing pulling Gary McAdam down, but Wally Harris was way over on the other side, screened out of the play, didn't make the call. The Sabres got the puck, and next thing you know, Ramsey had his first playoff goal of the season, with Don Luce and Sealing picking up the assist at 16:35.
Kegney, Jacques Richard, and Davy Schultz. 16:43 remaining second period, 2-1 Buffalo. Gossett tipping it to Ferguson, tipped it too far. Carlisle lost it to Richard, to McKegney, shot, stick save, Denny Herron, and Carlisle flips the puck to center. Schoenfeld dumps it back in across the line, high in the air, bouncing right in front of Carlisle. Carlisle trying to move, McKegney took it away. Here's McKegney across for Richard. Couldn't get the handle on it. Richard fired it back to the goal mouth. Point. Fogelin. Right on. Oh, what a save. Denny Herron on McKegney, who had the stick in the air, thought it was in the net. Rod shut. Hammered hard by Schultz. Gossett hit hard by McKegney. Now Carlisle just unloads to center. This fourth line of Buffalo looking ever so strong. Jacques Richard leaving it for McKegney. McKegney almost had Schultz breaking at the line. Broken up by Schutt. And an elbow from Fogelin. Penalty upcoming on Buffalo. And now Carlisle and Schultz collide at the blue line. Now Schultz took a swing at Cosette, and everybody grabs a partner. Carlisle and Schultz, a bear hug on each other. Ferguson as Schoenfeld. One penalty at least for sure against Buffalo, and Wally Harris may be calling some more. Schultz and Carlisle, they were jawing at it in the first period, and they really gave each other a run just a moment ago at the blue line.
Well, the Sabres were just starting to pick up a little momentum, but they're going to have some penalties to serve. There's time out on the ice. We'll be back with more Penguin playoff hockey right after this.
Pittsburgh will come out of it with the man advantage. Fogelin and Schultz sent in for Buffalo. Carlisle penalized for Pittsburgh. All of them 2-minute minors, so the Penguins will have the man advantage. Here you see the elbow by Fogelin on Shutt. Now watch Carlisle and Schultz right after this. I guess we won't see it. Here's the save by Denny Herron. Unbelievable save, and you can see that Richard just tipped it wide on the rebound. Look how close this came. Underneath Denny Herron, and Richard just tipped it wide. I didn't see it that close when it happened, Terry.
Don't show it again. It's liable to go in on the replay. Was that close?
Number 25, Randy Carlisle.
Penalties, all minors. Schultz and Carlisle for roughing, Fogelin for elbowing at 4:15. Pittsburgh skating 4. Buffalo will be skating 3.
2 minutes for roughing.
Shepard, Kinderchuk, and Kehoe, along with Stackhouse for the Penguins. Ramsey, Korab, and Schoenfeld for the Buffalo Sabres.
Well, Fogelin gets a roughing call, and Schultz and Carlisle each get 2 minutes for fighting. So what we thought was elbowing was actually roughing, and what we thought was roughing was actually fighting.
Stackhouse for Pittsburgh with the power play. Now to Greg Shepard, back to Stackhouse. Ron Stackhouse starting it slowly to Kehoe. Kehoe dumps it to the corner, and the Penguins go on the attack deep in the Buffalo zone. At the point, Ron Stackhouse. Stackhouse, good feed to Kehoe. Rick Kehoe cranks it up. Off a skate wide. Kinderchuk in the corner, back of the point, Stackhouse. Stackhouse throws it high to Rick Kehoe. Kehoe back to Stackhouse, to Kehoe. Rick Kehoe looking for the shot. Fired just wide as he was looking for the tip-in from Shepard. Now Stackhouse failed to grab at the blue line, and the Penguins have to go back. A minute 10 remaining on the penalty. Stackhouse starting from behind his own goal to Greg Shepard. Shepard to Stackhouse. Stackhouse has Malone breaking on the left side to the corner. Hit hard by Korab. Kehoe trying to dig the puck loose. Ramsey digs it loose. Shepard giving chase. Ramsey drops it to Schoenfeld, who finds the opening. 45 seconds remaining now on the penalties as Malone comes to center to Rick Kehoe. Kehoe holding up. Now centers in front for Malone. Malone fired. Oh, off the stick of Silva. He never saw it. He never saw it. In the corner, Malone back of the point. Kinderchuk far side. Stackhouse. Stackhouse to Kinderchuk. Kinderchuk. He fired. Loose puck. Cleared and done loose. Pops it to center. 20 seconds remaining. Penguins coming ever so close on this power play opportunity. Stackhouse to Lonsberry. Led him too far. The puck off the board to Brettenbach. He failed to clear. Kinderchuk with the puck. Oh, he had Malone open in front. Now it's to Malone to Stackhouse. Stackhouse fired. Tipped wide by Lonsberry. Kinderchuk behind the net as the penalties expired. Kinderchuk had it go by him, and Dunn Luce picks it up. Here's Luce through center. Schultz was knocked offside, so they have to hold up, and now delayed offside. Stackhouse with the puck for Pittsburgh to Randy Carlisle. Back at full and equal strength. Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Schultz knocks off Lonsberry. In across the line. Offside. Buffalo. But the pace of the game getting hot and furious now. This is playoff hockey from Buffalo. We'll be back right after this. Face-off back in the Buffalo zone. John Wilson tried to send out Carlisle, but Wally Harris won't allow it. Now Campbell shooting at left wing. Perreault poke checked it away from Lonsberry. Gets by Denny Herron behind the net, but there's Ferguson to tie up Rick Dudley. And Bladen has a puck to Colin Campbell. Campbell dumped it to center. Fogelin tied up by Kinderchuk, and they'll drop it at the Pittsburgh blue line. The only other game remaining in the preliminary series of Stanley Cup play, that'll be tonight. Vancouver in Philadelphia, the third and final game of that series. The other two have been decided. Toronto eliminated Atlanta in two straight games. And it was New York over LA 2 straight. Here's Ferguson, a steal right behind, sent it in front, but nobody there. Danny Gare coming back for Buffalo, gets around Carlisle. Danny Gare to the corner. Had Perreault open in front, couldn't get it through to him, and it's all the way back into the Buffalo zone. Penguins get away with a big mistake there. Brittenbach, left side to Dudley. He's forechecked by Peter Lee. Lee steals the puck, moves in, and Sauvé robs Peter Lee. Carlisle at the point. Here's Carlisle. As Lee open in front, Carlisle fired right on, and the save is made. Loose puck in the corner. Carlisle behind the net. Carlisle throws it in front, has it again. Randy Carlisle looking for somebody. Gets it to Tom Bladen. Bladen fired right on, and Sauvé makes the save. Oh, what chances for Pittsburgh. Twice, Peter Lee in alone. Then Randy Carlisle moving in alone. And Sauvé really looking like a veteran of Stanley Cup play.
Now you better have some good nerves if you want to watch the rest of these plays, because the Pens put the pressure on. Sauvé bouncing around like a cat in there. Carlisle makes a big play, an interception. Now starts walking right in. Has Lee to the right. Can't get to him. In front, still loose. Everybody, the stick's not long enough. Lee comes back for it. Carlisle again recovers. Back in front again, another scramble. Still looking, coming around again. Back out to Bladen, who shot. Hits the screen, goes in, and Sauvé makes the save once again. Shots are now even at 17 each.
Pittsburgh is coming on. They've got to. They still trail by 1 goal. Shepard with Hamilton and Peter Lee. 8:59 remaining second period. 2-1. Buffalo leading. Again, Billy Inglis throws out his fourth line. McKegney, Richard, and Davy Schultz. This line gave Pittsburgh fits last time. Shepard battling for control of the faceoff. Back to the corner. Now McKegney trying to move it out. Peter Lee batted it away, but it's back to the defense of Buffalo. Corrad moving away from Greg Shepard. Corrad walks right across the line in the slot. A shot is blocked, and Shepard gathers in the rebound. Campbell getting up slowly. At center, Greg Shepard. Right side for Peter Lee. He took the puck behind the net. Bob Sauvé bats it away from Peter Lee. Now there's a steal right in front. Oh, it hit the crossbar. How close can you get? Campbell at the point. His shot kicked out by Sauvé. Now Peter Lee. He fired loose puck. Score! Hamilton! Tremendous pressure by the Penguins, and Hamilton gets his second goal of the game to tie it at 2-2.
You could sense it was coming, and when Lee made the play a few minutes ago on the steal, and they just keep putting the pressure on. There's Lee with the shot, bounces off Korab's skate. Hamilton turns, wheels, and drives it home. The Pens have tied it 2-2. Jimmy Hamilton called up from Binghamton today with both goals, and that comes at 11:47 of the second period.
That's a goal you're going to put in the video library, Terry. Jim Hamilton turning around, falling as he shot, and just fired it right off the pads of Sauvé. The game is tied at 2-2. Face-off at center. Ferguson with the puck for Pittsburgh. The Penguins now really picking up the pace. Randy Carlisle flips it across the line. Knocked out. Carlisle has it back. Poked across the line by Shutt. Now Rick Martin for Buffalo. Robert on the right wing. Robert to the corner for the Sabres. Tried to center. Carlisle tied him up. Savard has the puck. Ferguson checking Savard. Centers for Martin. And Martin fired right on, but a save by Denny Herron, who deflected it over the glass into the crowd as Bladen gets up. Well, just a while ago, I said the fourth line of Buffalo gave Pittsburgh fits last time, but not this time, as they get the tying goal against the fourth line of Buffalo. Two-two, the game is tied, and here's the goal that tied it, Terry.
Well, we'll take one more look at it from one of the overhead cameras. Jimmy Hamilton, 2 goals tonight. His second one, his first one, set an NHL record for fastest 2 goals by both teams. And the second one ties it up with Lee and Campbell. There's Lee taking the shot off Korab's skate. Now Hamilton can't get to the backhand, so he turns and puts it off Sauvé's pads and up high into the net.
Johnny Wilson and the Penguins looking on as the team has fought back again as they have all season long. The game tied 2-2. Face-off, Robert shot blocked by Ferguson. Loose puck. Robert pokes it free, but then batted away by Campbell to Kinderchuk. Penguins on the attack as Kinderchuk dumps it to the corner for Ferguson. Ferguson hung high by Schoenfeld. And Savard with the puck for Buffalo. Savard sweeps it around the boards. Denny Herron leaving it for Kinderchuk. Now to Lunsbury. Lunsbury, good feed for Campbell. Campbell just too far ahead for Ferguson. Shooting it across the line, Schoenfeld, but Buffalo offside. Johnny Wilson doing an excellent job mixing up the lines and getting everybody into it. And here's where it really gets anxious now, Terry. Late in the second period, the game is tied.
It got anxious this morning when we woke up.
And Rick Kehoe is out there again. I'm still pulling for Rick Kehoe to get the big one. Buffalo breaking it right side. Rick Sealing with Lonsberry trailing. Center Ramsey couldn't get the shot away. And here comes Rick Kehoe. Kehoe sweeps it into the Buffalo zone. Britton back quickly for the Sabres. They try and load quickly. And here's Lonsberry in the corner for Rick Kehoe. Back to Lonsberry behind the net. Lonsberry trying to flip it in front. Failed to do so, and Schoenfeld unloads to center. The big success for the Penguins has been forechecking in the Buffalo end, and you can almost see the defensemen of Buffalo quickly trying to unload because they know darn well if they start fooling around there, they're in big trouble.
Well, a shot so far in the second period. Pittsburgh has outshot the Sabres 12-5.
Face-off upcoming center ice as the Buffalo fans are enjoying this one this afternoon. It's tied 2-2. Malone and loose face-off controlled by Buffalo. Schoenfeld shoots it to the Pittsburgh line. Bladen lost it. Here's Sealing across the line. Sealing on the backhand. Just missed the far side. Britton back. Moving it down the boards, but McAdam knocked it away to center. Now Schoenfeld to Sealing. Sealing flips it deep in the Pittsburgh end. Randy Carlisle for the Penguins. Skating it out. Dumped it to center. Schoenfeld has it back. At the line, he's checked off by Carlisle and Ferguson. Trying to scoot away. Flips it left side to Sauvé. Ramsey on the boards to Tom Luce. Luce has Sealing on the right side. Gives it to Rick Sealing. Quick shot. Left save by Denny Herron. And they'll face it off left side of the Pittsburgh goal.
Wonder if Randy Carlisle remembers how he scored that goal on the long flip shot. And maybe we can count on one of those somewhere late in the game. It need hard work to get everything. And there's Denny Herron, who's had his hands full today with 17 saves so far. 2:46 remaining in the second period.
Buffalo took the lead in the first period. A goal by Perreault, power play goal. Hamilton tied it for Pittsburgh. Then Ramsey put Buffalo ahead late in the first period. It was 2-1. A goal here in the second. Danny Gare couldn't get turned around. Hangs Ferguson on the boards, but Ferguson battles back, ties up Dudley. The puck behind the net to run Stackhouse. He's checked by Perreault. Danny Gare and Perreault working against Stackhouse, but Stackhouse holds both of them off. Hamilton, the only goal of the second period so far. The game is tied at 2-2.
And a reminder, at the end of this intermission, the gunner will be talking with Dale Talon.
Soft shot by Gare, and Denny Herron had to be alert on that one. Buffalo forechecking, tying up Pittsburgh late in this period. 2:24 remaining. They'll drop it again. Right side of Denny Herron. Johnny Wilson wants a new line out there. Kinderchuk is sent out. Lunsbury's coming out. So it'll be Kinderchuk, Lunsbury, and Ferguson. Kinderchuk and Perreault, and both being waved out, and there's the great advantage of having Ferguson out on that line, because he'll step in now against Dudley, but Dudley beats him to Korab. Score! Buffalo! Korab blast from the point for the Sabres back in the lead.
See it, Dudley wins the draw, and Korab just winds. Low shot, and it finds the far side past Denny Herron. The Sabres back in front 3-2. The goal comes at 17:38 of the second period.
That really hurts late in the period, a period that belonged to Pittsburgh. But on the scoreboard, an even period. And Buffalo back in the lead, 3-2. Well, let's get one back real quick. Here's Rick Martin breaking in, but Carlisle both checked it away from him. Kehoe and Savard battling the far side. Here's Schoenfeld, and Denny Herron kicked that one out. Kept onside by Robert. Alone in the corner, Savard. He centered through the slot, and Rick Kehoe comes back for Pittsburgh. Kehoe at the line, centers for Lonsberry. Back for Kinderchuk. He was checked off, and Buffalo turns it back. Robert across the line, goes to the corner, turns it on the boards. Back at the point, Korab failed. Oh, it was offside. But they called it onside. Here's Savard, a shot. Hit the side of the net. Carlisle whips it around the boards. Korab in the corner, leaving it for Robert. Robert cranks up the shot, blocked, and here's Rick Kehoe breaking back up ice for Pittsburgh. Kehoe, backhand shot to the corner. Kinderchuk and Robert jam up on the boards. Here's Rick Martin just clearing it off the boards at center. 1:15 remaining second period. A Stuckhouse lobs a long bouncing shot. Sauvé plays it carefully. Korab in the corner to Rick Martin. Rick Martin cross ice pass for Rick Sealing. Batted away but kept onside by Savard. No, offside, says Gauthier. Here's that fourth line again for Buffalo. They were great one time, and the second time, the Penguins got a tying goal. Then Korab, a late goal in the second period, put Buffalo back in front 3-2. McKechnie against Kinderchuk. Set for the face-off, controlled by Pittsburgh. Tom Bladen paired with Carlisle on defense. Bladen to Randy Carlisle. Carlisle skates it to center, has Ferguson breaking to the line, flips a long shot. Sauvé handles it on the half-hop, dumps it to the corner. McKechnie nicely for Richard. Here's Chuck Richard for Buffalo. Offside, Davy Schultz on the right wing. Well, Richard faked like he was going to shoot it in, and Schultz turned on the jets. Cranked it up across the line, and then instead of shooting it in, Richard carried it across outside. Ferguson and McKechnie face off, controlled by Pittsburgh. Carlisle to Ferguson. Ferguson ahead to Shutt. Shutt bats it to the backboard. Sauvé sweeps it to the near corner. Shutt has it back at the point for Bladen. Bladen in the corner. Cossette behind the net. Puts it in front. Oh, what a score! Ferguson on the rebound. And I told you Ferguson would make up for the draw he lost. That gave Buffalo the go-ahead goal. Ferguson comes back and ties the game at 3-3.
Well, George Ferguson, the player that was the only player to score a hat trick in last year's Stanley Cup playoffs, he takes the pass from Cossette and puts it up, gets the rebound, and up in there. And just like we said, matching the fourth lines, and it's been George Ferguson coming up with the goal. There it is, once again, Ferguson from Cossette. And Tom Blayden.
You want to see some hockey? You're going to see hockey now. Game tied 3-3. Face-off, center ice. Batted into the Buffalo end. Jerry Korab circles the net. Kinderchuk giving chase. But Korab and Lowe's to center. Luce has it. Shoots it into the Pittsburgh end. Denny Herron stops it for Stackhouse. 3-3. The game is tied. Luce ties up Stackhouse. Stackhouse falls. Puck is dug free by Buffalo. Ramsey in the corner. Brings it out on top. Tries to circle. Kinderchuk has him tied up. Checks him off. And Kehoe with the puck to Kinderchuk. Penguins breaking back. Here's Rick Kehoe. Fired. Missed on the upper right-hand side. Puck bouncing in the corner. And not out. Kept onside. Here's Lonsberry on the backhand. It's blocked by Korab. And Ramsey failed to clear. Kinderchuk blocked it, but now Korab has it at center for Ramsey. Ramsey across the line. Moving on the right side. A shot stick save by Denny Herron. Not cleared out. Schoenfeld. His shot blocked by Rick Kehoe. Sprawling to the ice. Stackhouse trying to tie up play behind the net. Rene Robert digs it loose. Comes out in front. Oh, Denny Herron. Brilliant save on Robert. Penguins fail to clear. Here's Robert. Another shot. And Denny Herron just got a piece of it. Ramsey tied up by Rick Kehoe to Stackhouse. Stackhouse lost it. Loose ball. And Campbell has the puck. Campbell skating to center for Pittsburgh. Lost it. Schoenfeld flips it back deep into Pittsburgh end. Stackhouse batted it away from Rick Martin, and Kehoe dumps the puck up ice. The Penguins caught. Could not get a line change, and Kehoe takes off the pressure by dumping up ice. From Memorial Auditorium, this is Penguin playoff hockey. Hamilton right with him, knocked it away from him. Carlisle in the corner, leaving it for Jim Hamilton. Nicely to Blayden. Blayden holding up as Ramsey was in deep. Now strutting it out to Randy Carlisle. Carlisle moving through center. Flips it across the line. There's a Carlisle shot down the aisle, and this time Sauvé had a line on it all the way. Don Luce coming back for Buffalo. Across the line. Couldn't get by Carlisle, who stopped him at the line. Puck to the corner. Hamilton trying to move it on the boards. Couldn't clear. Fogelman at the point. Shot tipped wide. Behind the net all alone is Ramsey. But then Carlisle quickly to tie him about his foot. Right on. Oh, what a save by Denny Herron. And Carlisle with the puck jammed up by Robert. And play called by Wally Harris. But how close right there, but Denny Herron standing up so tall. Checking that both, you see the goalkeepers there, Sauvé and Denny Herron. And we're ready for overtime from Buffalo. Third and final game of this preliminary series. Face-off slapped into the Pittsburgh end. Run Stackhouse for the Penguins. Overtime underway. Leaves it in the corner. Greg Shepard and Ramsey jam up on the boards. The puck coming back to Luce in front for Ramsey. A shot right on, and Denny Herron makes the big save, the first key save in overtime. Now Shepard for Pittsburgh. Spun around at center ice, and the puck back to Buffalo. Done loose in his own end. Circles out at center for Greg Ramsey. Ramsey shooting the puck deep into the Pittsburgh end. Cullen Campbell as Buffalo changes on the fly to Shepard. Greg Shepard has Ferguson breaking on the left wing. Here's Ferguson moving right in. Oh! George Ferguson and the Penguins win the playoff series against the Buffalo Sabres.
We're going to the quarterfinals. Ho!
Penguins win on a brilliant goal by Ferguson. Ferguson breaking it from center ice. The feed to him. He took it off the boards, onside all the way, and Bob Sauvé, a very dejected young man, being consoled. And look at Johnny Wilson and the happy Pittsburgh Penguins. George Ferguson, who probably felt the worst of his life. Look at it as he comes in, the game winner. takes it on the forehand and slaps it home between the pads of Sauve. But Ferguson, probably at the depths of his career, moments ago in the second period when he lost a face-off that gave Buffalo a go-ahead goal, but then Ferguson came back to tie it in the third period, and the goal you saw right there wins it for the Pittsburgh Penguins. George Ferguson, 47 seconds into overtime, wins the playoff series for the Penguins, and it's on to Boston or New York next Monday and Wednesday night. One of the great traditions of Stanley Cup playoff hockey. You're watching it right now. Both teams congratulating each other at center ice. The happy Pittsburgh Penguins, the Buffalo Sabres, obviously extremely dejected, but what a series they gave the Penguins. Again, a look at the goal that Ferguson will remember for the rest of his life, and fortunately will erase the thoughts of losing that face-off. Right between the pads of Sauve and Ferguson, the hero of the afternoon.
I don't know if I can find the words, but I'm going to say this. It's going to be the Pens and probably Boston. If Philadelphia wins tonight, we'll play Boston. If Vancouver should pull the upset, then it's going to be the New York Rangers, but I think you have to be looking at the Flyers as the favorite out there tonight. And so we will know sometime around 11 o'clock tonight who will be playing. But we'll put it this way. Monday at 8 o'clock, the Pens will be playing in either Boston or New York, the first game of the now best of 7. The pressure is not so great now. We'll have to play the first 2 on the road, Monday and Wednesday. Game time should be 8 o'clock in either city. We'll have all that out to the media in plenty of time. But tickets for the 2 games in Pittsburgh go on sale Monday at 12 noon at the Civic Arena box office and all Penguin ticket locations. Those 2 games are going to be played next Saturday. We can't tell you right now if it'll be an afternoon game or evening game, and then Sunday the 22nd. After that, it'll go Tuesday, Thursday, and the 7th game either Saturday or Sunday after that. It's a best 4 out of 7, and to get through a great series like this, and once again a play, George Ferguson, and comes up with 2 goals. Jimmy Hamilton with 2 goals. It was just, Jim, you said it all along that we were going to come out there and going to get it, and they were outshot 41-24. But right off the bat in the overtime, Heron made the big save. The Pens come down to the other end. Ferguson, who, you know, he and Carlisle have to be the steal of the century for the hockey trade for Dave Burrows. And Ferguson coming in there and being the hero. We said when we acquired him that here was a guy that had the playoff experience, and there it is. Last year, he was the only player in the playoffs to score a hat trick. Tonight, he comes up this afternoon, whatever, 4:23 in the afternoon. He comes up with a big goal, the overtime winner, to move the Pens into the quarterfinals.
Terry, you mentioned, and I'm glad you did, the key save by Denny Heron right at the beginning of that overtime period, and that really is the story of this whole season. Denny Heron making the big saves, and Ferguson, who has really come on the past 6 weeks of this season. Those of you that have been watching on TV and going to the games in Pittsburgh know that Ferguson, by far, has been the strongest player coming into the playoffs. And I felt so sorry for him when he lost that face-off. We had the shot of him looking dejected. But I'll tell you, a mark of a great, true athlete who can be so dejected and yet come back. He scored the tying goal in the third period. And I saw him take off when Stackhouse hit him with that pass, and I just knew that Fergie was not going to be denied, Terry.
Boy, you've just seen him make that play so many times, though. You know, just go, and he's going 1 speed, and it just puts it into overdrive, and away he goes, walks around as defenseman. And, you know, you can look at that goal. I will hope to see it on every station tonight, and I can watch it again and again because it's just a tremendous goal and just gives the Pens, you know, such a spark. And now you have to take into consideration, we've heard Pete Mahovlich and Russ Anderson say that Pete has been given the okay to start skating tomorrow. Russ Anderson is maybe a week away from returning. And if we can just put a couple of those guys back into this lineup now, just give them that little more depth. And you look back, okay, against Boston. We walked into Boston the last time, took care of that jinx. They know they can play with the Bruins, and they've won 2 of the 3 games, 2 of the 4, tied the other one against the Bruins. We split 2 games with the Rangers. The Rangers caught us at the beginning of the year, but we nailed them the last 2. And now we'll send it down to the gunner and the star of the game.
Thank you very much, Terry and Jim. And here he is, the man of the hour who stuffed it home in sudden death, and bingo. Fergie, what a goal for you, and it came at the right time.
Yeah, well, it was a 4-on-4 gunner. The whole left side of the rink was open. Shepard saw the open ice, and he just laid it up in front of me. I got the shot away and went between Solvay's legs, and I'm pretty happy about it.
I think we have to say, and being gracious in winning, that it was a tough game for Solvay to lose, but it would have been an even tough one, too, for Dennis Harrod and our team.
Well, I think Denny was a big difference with our squad. I think he played just fantastic. The guys all checked well. They played 60 minutes every game, and it was a tough series.
You know, too, I think maybe we might have a little trouble with Jimmy Hamilton. Those 2 goals he scored have to be awfully big.
Yeah, they're a big lift for the club. Jimmy can skate, and a kind of series, tight checking series like that, we can really use the skating ability.
And now it's on to one of 2 teams, Buffalo or New York. I know that you're happy about winning this one, Fergie, but if you have a preference, would you care? Is it Buffalo or New York? I mean, Boston or New York that you care about?
No, I don't think it really matters. Not in this type of a series. We're thrilled to win this series, so it doesn't really matter who we play.
Well, you know, I have a theory called hidden victories. Coach Johnny Wilson. John, come over here, John, with that victory cigar. Bring him over here, Pete. Pete, get a hold of John. Bring him over here a minute, and we'll congratulate you, George. I want John Wilson on, my coach here. Thank you very much, John. Weren't you glad to see old Fergie power that baby through?
I'll even give him a kiss for that. There you go, kid. Way to work.
Fergie, thank you much. Congratulations. John, in summation, just to wrap it up real fast, I know how thrilled you were. A tough one for either team to lose, but what a great one for the Penguins to bring home the bacon with.
Oh, it was a tremendous, great, courageous team effort. We never let down at any time, and just a super win, and I'm sure that everybody's delighted. You go in that dressing room, it's just hectic in there right now, and Fergie just scored a spectacular goal. You know, one of the greatest skaters in the National Hockey League.
Well, you know, I wondered if early in the hockey match when they had us shorthanded by 2 players, what a fantastic effort there was right there. They could have broken it wide open on us, John.
Well, if you can retrace, I'd have to say that, you know, that could be a key, because they had 2-man advantage for almost 1 minute and 40 seconds, and Greg Shepard and Oris Kinderchuk and Soupy Campbell and Tommy Bladen, and of course Dennis Harrod in goal. They were spectacular. We had, you know, 2 of our defensemen sitting in the penalty box, and that's unusual in the playoffs, and they just did a super job.
Well, I know that it's on now to either New York or to Boston. I asked George, I asked Fergie who he'd rather play. He says, I don't care. We're going someplace, and it's fine with me. How do you feel, John?
Well, I feel the same way as Fergie. Of course, you know, when you're looking at a short series like that, I said that, you know, the breaks would determine, and that's exactly what happened. We got some breaks here the first game, and of course we worked hard in Pittsburgh, and it's unfortunate we just couldn't come up with the goals. But tonight we worked hard, and we played a good, strong game, and as a result won. And I was quite happy with Jimmy Hamilton. We brought him up, and we thought that he would give us some more legs up front, and he blasted in a couple of great goals, which really contributed.
Oh, he surely did. Just before we close it down, just one brief thing. Is there a chance now we might have Big Pete back in action and Russ Anderson?
Well, I know that Russ is starting to skate now, and I'm sure that perhaps by the end of the week he might be ready. In addition to that, Big Pete is going to start to skate. He's anxious, and who knows if we get, you know, we'll get beyond this series, we'll be all healthy again.
All right, well,
except for Dale Talon and Wiener.
Here's the one thing. Who's Wiener?
Wiener is Wayne Bayanchin. See my name right there?
Yeah. No, there it is. John Wilson.
That means John Wilson, Stanley Cup 1951-52, Gunner.
Well, why don't we put it up there one more time?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, John Wilson, we're on to Boston or New York, and hey, right back upstairs to Jim and Terry.
Thank you, Bob.